So I wanted to do a video where I predicted my top 10 at the end of the year with movies that I haven't seen yet. So here we go. I love watching everything. I love horror, I love independent films, I love big blockbusters, Marvel, Star Wars, DC, dramas, whatever it may be. I tend to watch basically everything every single year. I at least try to watch everything. So I wanted to choose 10 films, 10, that I felt like had a very good chance at making it in my top 10 films of 2021 list. Now, there's always going to be surprises, so I'm not necessarily anticipating that all of these are going to make it, but I am saying that these 10 films probably right now, in terms of my expectations, have a very good chance of being at the end of the year in those top 10 spots. Now, I'm not going to do this from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1. It's just these are the 10 films that I think have the best chance of making it to being my favorite movies of the year. So let's start off with some of the more common ones that you guys already know. We're gonna start it off with Eternals. This is gonna be directed by Chloe Zhao. It is a new MCU film coming out in November. I am very excited. The cast alone has gotten me very anticipated and hyped for this movie. Richard Madden, Kit Harington are back together. My man, Jon Snow, and Richard Madden, who I absolutely freaking love so much. He's incredible. But you also get Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie, Kumail Nanjiani, like such a diverse and different type of cast for this film. And Chloe Zhao showed how great of a director she is, how immaculate and beautiful her color palettes are used effectively in films like Nomadland. Like Nomadland was such an immaculate movie to look at, and that's what Eternals is going to be. And I think Eternals has a chance of making my top 10 of the year. The next movie is going to go to A Quiet Place Part 2. This movie comes out in a couple of days. I can't wait to see it. I've been anticipating this movie since last year. I remember buying my ticket to see this movie, and then a couple days before I went to go see this movie, COVID happened, and that really sucked. But now I finally get to watch this movie. I have my tickets again this time around. I'm going to go see it with my buddy Jacob on Friday, so I'm very excited for that. I think that this movie could potentially make it in my top 10 because A Quiet Place was number 2 that year. I love that movie, and everything that I'm hearing about A Quiet Place Part 2 adds up and is on par with the original film. And John Krasinski, you have a future, man. You have a future. I'm so excited for him because, wow, he does such a great job with this. And Emily Blunt, she was so snubbed for the Oscars for her performance in A Quiet Place, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she can do here in this movie. And also you get Cillian Murphy, like, hello. Amazing actor. The third movie that has a chance of being in my top 10 at the end of the year is another movie that is very well known and very much talked about in the horror community. That is Halloween Kills. I'm a huge Halloween fan. For those of you guys who don't know, I've said this a million times, and I'll say it a million more times, and I'm proud of it. Halloween 1978, directed by John Carpenter, is my all-time favorite horror film. It's what got me to love horror to this day. I'm a huge slasher buff. I love horror movies. I see every single horror movie that comes out, and I cover it on this channel, so make sure if you guys like horror, you hit that subscribe button, because I cover a lot of horror, especially in October. That is my month to shine. Halloween Kills. Look, I'm not going into this movie really expecting it to blow my mind. I was expecting that for Halloween 2018, and we ended up getting a movie that I felt like the first time I watched it, I really liked it, but there were some things I didn't like. And the more I watch it, the more I see the faults in it, and it really is a movie that kind of drives me crazy. But I think my low expectations for this movie might make this movie a surprise for me. And they're talking about doing a lot of crazy things in this film, and I want to see how it's all going to play together. So Halloween Kills definitely has to be the third film in consideration for my prediction. The fourth movie that I want to bring up is another horror movie. This movie looks insane. It looks bonkers, and I'm all for it. The trailer just dropped today, and that is Last Night in Soho, directed by Edgar freaking Wright. Edgar Wright is an incredible director. This movie looks so original, and the cast has Thomasin McKenzie, who I absolutely adore and love, and Anya Taylor-Joy, who is an incredible actress. You have those two as the leads in this film. I think you're going places. This movie looks insane. It looks every single bit of original and nightmarish as I was hoping, and I cannot wait to see this movie. I will be there opening night, day one, to see this film, and I'll probably see it multiple times in theaters, because if we know anything from Edgar Wright, we know the script is going to be very unique, and also the editing is going to be precise, and it's going to make this movie probably one of the best of the year. So I gotta choose that, like with a certainty. Like I gotta choose. I feel like more certain about that film than any of these other ones, if I'm gonna be completely honest. And it's probably actually become like my most anticipated of the year after that trailer. The next one is going to be a big box office fare, and that is Dune, starring Timothée Chalamet, directed by Denis Villeneuve, and it also stars Jason Momoa. It has a huge cast. Zendaya's in this film. I've been wanting to see this for a long time. I love sci-fi, and this movie's right up my alley. It looks really, really good. It looks like a lot is going to happen, and Denis Villeneuve, man, he's one of the best, most underappreciated actors in my opinion. Yes, people talk about him, but movies like Enemy, movies like Prisoners, those are two movies that are just incredible, and it shows how talented this guy was from the conception, him being a filmmaker. And I cannot wait to see what he does with Dune. And Timothée Chalamet, he's my man crush. He's gonna be Willy Wonka. Like, I'll see him do anything at this point. I love that man. He's mine. He's mine, Jackson. The next movie, so that's what, 5? This is number 6. I actually didn't write any of this down, so this is all kind of off the top of my head. Number 6 is going to be The Green Knight. This is the 6th movie that I predict will end up in my top 10 at the end of the year. The Green Knight is a film that I knew nothing about. All I knew was Dev Patel's going to star in this film, and it's an A24 vehicle. A24 is probably my favorite studio today. I love A24. I don't love all of their films, but everything I've seen from them, I've just been so impressed, because they really care about the indie filmmaking experience, and you could tell that they really want to work with people who love movies. They're not in it for the big box office numbers. They're in it to tell stories that are going to change your perception on movie going, and I can't wait to see what they do with this film. This movie, to me, was so surprising because I didn't think it was a horror film, and it is. It's a horror film set within a period piece. I love that idea. I love period films like this with the Knights of the Round Table. I can't wait to see what they do, and Dev Patel is one of the best actors working today. I loved him in Skins, which was probably one of the first things he ever did. That's right, he played Anwar in Skins. I love that show, actually. That show was really good. And he was really good in Skins. And when I saw him in Skins, I was like, this guy is going to be a movie star. He's going to be a top billing name. And maybe he's not a top billing name quite yet, but he is a movie star. And this guy has prowess on screen, an incredible actor, and I cannot wait to see this film. The 7th movie that I predict could end up in my top 10 at the end of the year is going to be a film that just looks so fun. It looks so fun, looks so joyful, and that is In the Heights. I cannot wait to see this film. Lin-Manuel Miranda, I said in the past, very regretfully, I have said that he was overrated. Man, did I eat my words. Hamilton is incredible. I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. I want to see this, I want to meet this guy. This guy just seems like he really cares about not just movies and not just entertainment, but also music, and really brings music to life in a totally colorful and new way. And In the Heights looks really, really fun. It's the type of summer movie that I feel like I'm going to be addicted to the soundtrack. I haven't listened to any of the songs, and I don't like doing that before I go into a movie, so I want to make this as authentic as possible, and I'm not going to listen to the score. I'm not going to listen to any songs from the soundtrack of In the Heights until I actually watch the movie, and then I'm going to be addicted. I guarantee songs are going to be stuck in my head, and there's going to be a couple songs that I sing over and over again in the car rides to Idaho. So that'll be fun, and I can't wait for In the Heights. This movie looks like a blast. The 8th film that could potentially make it into my top 10 at the end of the year is going to go to a little film that no one knows, and that is going to be ShangChi. ShangChi is a film that I feel like can actually make my top 10 at the end of the year. I've been stressing that Marvel needs to do something unique, something different and original, and ShangChi looks like that. Now, Eternals looks beautiful. and Eternals looks maybe a little bit more slower paced. But Shang-Chi looks fun, it looks vibrant, but it's also a kung fu movie inside of the MCU. This is something that I've been wanting for a long time. I love these types of films, and I don't really know anything about this character, and I can't wait to dive deeper into the lore of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, as well as, you know, getting the actual Mandarin, which is going to be kind of nice. Even though I didn't really hate that twist, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Like, I thought it was weird, but I don't hate it like everyone else does. The 9th film is going to be Guillermo del Toro's Nightmare Alley. This is a film that I kind of forgot about, I'm not going to lie, but in preparation to making this video, Nightmare Alley was one that I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this film. This movie could be really, really great, and Guillermo del Toro is coming off one of the best films in the last decade, easily, which is The Shape of Water. I mean, The Shape of Water, that movie is just so good. I really enjoy it. I need to buy it on 4K because it's been a while since I've seen it, and I really, really enjoyed that film a lot. So this is one that I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see our first trailer for it. It's got Bradley Cooper in it, and Guillermo del Toro. I mean, it's a recipe for success. It's also got like Rooney Mara and stuff. Yeah, give me that trailer. Like, give me some bit of footage that we can see from that movie. And I didn't even know this, but it's actually a remake, which is really interesting and very, very different than what I thought it was actually going to be. But hey, it's gonna have some hype around it. And then the last film that could end up making my top 10 at the end of the year is going to go to Pixar's newest film, Luca. It's sad that this movie's not going to theaters. I don't know if Disney's just forgetting about Pixar or they don't care about Pixar, but this movie I feel like would do major numbers in theaters, and it just doesn't make sense to me that it's only going to be streaming on Disney Plus. But regardless of that, I'm very excited for Luca. I think this movie looks beautiful. I think it looks like it's going to be heartwarming, and it's going to make us cry. Soul was my favorite film of last year, and I think Pixar is back kind of on the upswing where they're making films that just really emulate life, and they tell a different story and a different portrait of something that is going on in the world, but doing it through a medium and such a beautiful medium like animation, as well as, you know, using it as more of a kind of a metaphor within the story itself. And I'm really looking forward to this. It's a fish out of water story, literally. So I can't wait to see what Luca has in store, and I think it's going to be one of the most memorable Pixar movies. And it's been one that I've been waiting for a while, it seems. Ever since I heard about this film, I was like, I need it now. And I'm really looking forward to Luca. Anyway, guys, those are the 10 movies that I'm predicting could make a run for my top 10 films of 2021 at the end of the year. I wanted to make this video, and I wanted to do 10 films I haven't seen yet. So, like, I didn't include Judas and the Black Messiah and Zack Snyder's Justice League, which are currently sitting at 1 and 2. And those have very good chances to be in my top 10 at the end of the year. But I know that some of these movies that I chose probably will disappoint in some type of way. And then I think some of these will probably exceed expectations. Anyway, guys, what did you think about my list? What's your list? Let me know down below in the comment section of this video. I guess you could kind of say that this is like a video that is my most anticipated moving on for the rest of the year. But yeah, let me know all your thoughts down below in the comment section of this video. Did you enjoy this type of video? Let me know. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this type of content. Subscribe to the channel for more content just like this, because all of these movies I just talked about, I will be covering them on the channel all year long. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.